Coach Prime does it again this weekend at the University of Colorado. All right, so we had a flurry of commitments this weekend, guys. This is huge. We have gotten off to a great portal start for the second portal, filling in some positions that we needed some additional depth. But we're not even talking depth here. Like the three that I'm going to talk about today will be key pieces in our defense. And it starts out with none other than Dayon Hayes from the University of Pittsburgh. He was the bookend to Samuel Okunlola in Pittsburgh last year. And he was also the #1 defensive lineman as far as stats last year. So he played all 12 games last year. He had 45 tackles, total tackles. He had 10.5 tackles for loss. Let's see what else he had. He had 4 sacks, which is pretty darn good, right? He had 4 passes defended and 1 forced fumble. Now, if you look at the stats, it actually goes very similarly into what Jordan Dominic did last year. Jordan Dominic had 51 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 passes defended, 0 forced fumbles. So the production is really close there. And we obviously know that Jordan Dominic was a star for us last year. Now, one of the things that's key to this is that when we got Samuel Okunlola in, we knew that he was coming from a pretty good defense with Pitt. And that defense has now been completely torn apart, but it was the number 49 total defense last year. And when you're talking that we were like, I think, number 127 out of 128 last year in total defense, that's a marked improvement when you're talking about a key position like edge. Without the edge, we're not going to get containment. We're going up against a big, huge. The Big 12 is a giant running conference, I guess you could say. Being able to defend the run is a really big deal to us, and we really did a great job with this pickup out of the transfer portal. Now, with the edge, that gives us 8 edges, and that includes J.J. Hawkins, Samuel Okunlola, Taj McCoy, Arden Walker, Quincy Wiggins, Braden Davis, Swain. We cannot forget that. And also Walker is in that group as well. So we got quite a few edges, and we just seem to, every time we add one to that top tier. So awesome. We have to defend the run in the Big 12, and it looks like we're headed that direction. Now, and if I didn't mention it before, he's 6'3", 265 pounds. So for an edge, he is at the upper level of the edge size. And at 6'3", obviously, with 4 passes defended, he's got some big mitts up there too. He can get up there really high. Now, along with that, along the defensive line, we also picked up defensive tackle Ryann Buell out of the University of Ohio. He played 12 games as well, had 27 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, and then just a pretty good performance. I mean, that's a great addition into our defensive line. We were worried a little bit about our defensive line. I mean, we're fine as far as that's concerned. We have a lot of really good talented players there. But this is another added piece that is going to help solidify what we consider to be probably one of the better defenses in the Big 12 this year. And last but not least, we added offensive lineman Peyton Kirkland out of Texas. And keep in mind that this guy is 6'6", 366 pounds is what he's listed at right now. So this is by far the largest lineman that we've had in the past couple of years. And also, we're combining that with Phil Lodeholt as our new offensive line coach. So if you're taking a massive body like that and giving it to one of the best offensive line coaches in the business, then I can't see anything but positive things coming out of it. Now, talking about Peyton, he was a 90 grade coming out of high school. So a 4-star offensive lineman coming out of high school. And also was considered the number 18 offensive lineman in the country coming out of high school. So still a super young guy. Here in the hands of Phil Lodeholt, I think we have this thing coming together. Now, we just have to give Shedeur 2 seconds. I said this last year like 100 times. If he can have 2 to 2.5 seconds without getting pressured, he's going to make things happen. It's going to take more than 2.5 seconds to run around Peyton Kirkland. So I think right there we've already won, right? So obviously these last pickups that we've had this weekend have done a huge change to our offensive and defensive lines. And I just couldn't be more ecstatic at this. So let me know your comments down below. What do you think of these 3 pickups? Specifically, the one I'm most excited about is Dayon Hayes, because I really think the edge, especially in the Big 12, is probably one of the most important positions that we have. And I really like this pickup. This pickup to me is like, I couldn't have asked for a better pickup at this point. That's a wrap from Alpine Garage Sports. I will see you in the next video. And if you haven't already heard, we here.